Welcome back to another episode of From My Perspective. I'm your boy Dion coming to you with another episode. Thank you guys for joining us. Please please subscribe, hit that link in the bio for some merch. Go ahead and leave a comment and tell us how much you love us. I just want to point, actually, don't do that. Leave a comment and tell us what you are thankful for. It's Thanksgiving week. Tell us what you're thankful for, man, because I'm thankful a lot. I'm also thankful for this man right here for bringing me on to the Mixed Vibe Media family. But I'm gonna let the man, the myth, the legend himself introduce himself.
Man, you already know the best. It's your boy, Mr. Bell, aka say your name up on the spot. Might not with you tomorrow. You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for you because I was looking at my memories. We you've been mixed fans family for like two plus years at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you show up the most consistently. It's a shot at some people. They might hear or not. You know what I'm saying? That's a
It's
shot at some
it's
people.
it's etched in my schedule. Like I have a calendar. I'm somewhat of a organized person when it comes to like my schedule. I have a calendar every Thursday. Well, we didn't do this episode this Thursday, but every day we got a podcast. I already got it. When I make it out for the beginning of the month, I already put it in there. I already know. People be like, "What you doing on Thursday?" I at least gotta be home by 9. So that's why I tell him. Like if we don't do something, I gotta be home by 9. Or, that's what I do. It's in my schedule. It's a part of my life. So again, shout out to you.
Yeah, man, let me say something. I'll be People be like, well, you want to record? I said, we gonna record if we try to record on Thursday. You either go before
Mhm.
or you can go after. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you what pod gonna get done. Is that from my perspective, pod that was gonna get done because that was on time. We show up early. All right, let me chill.
But it's rivalry week, not just in college football. We'll get there. But apparently, the hatred has spilled over to the NBA basketball court. Klay Thompson versus Ja Morant. Now, I saw that they was beefing, but I'm not a big, they beefing. If it was super newsworthy, I would have checked out see it was. But apparently though it did get a little spilled over to off the court. Some people said some words off the court. You said, I'll let you tell the people what was said. But not only did it spill to a little beef between them two, but it spilled to the podcast world where people was talking about who would you rather have, Clay or Jay. But I'm gonna let you set it up because I just know they was beefing a little bit on the court.
So there was a. It started with Santi Aldama, I believe that's his name. He did a hard foul on Cooper Flag. Clay took offense. Clay did some chirping at him. Then there was another foul later on. Clay took offense and there was some chirping. So at the end of the game, Ja Morant, mind you, in the Nike tracksuit, was on the court pointing his finger at Clay. Like, I believe he said, "You washed up." I believe that's what he said. Don't quote me 100%, but I believe he said, "You washed up," or something like that. And then, of course, Clay was like, "Bro, hold on, bro, who are you talking to?" But they have a beef going back since I won't say when Ja said we good in the West because
Yeah.
that playoff series before it started as a play-in game. Then that the Warriors won. Then the next year, the Memphis Grizzlies put the Golden State Warriors out in the first round.
By
So
the way, that's a crazy statement for John to say. Like as deep as the West is, nobody's good in the West.
imagine that was like that was what 5 years ago
And it was still deep
or
back
four
then
years
too.
ago. Yeah, they said it was good in the West, and then they haven't done nothing since. But like I said, Ja Morant came out there, Nike shirt suit, got in Clay's face. Cool. Post interview, so they asked Clay a question and he answered it. He was basically like, "Yeah, somebody do a bunch of talking." But then he gave a more in-depth answer, and he talked about, it was just a bunch of people talking who don't. It's just a person talking who still doesn't take accountability for his actions. You are supposed to be one of the great players in this league, but you still not making responsible choices.
No.
He kind of laid Ja out. Just he gave him his credit of being a great player, but then also said you still making poor decisions and you acting like a fool out here. Layman's terms. That's what I
What
took.
he said wasn't wrong, but it's not so.
Dion, where the line? I'm just saying, where's the line? That's
Yeah,
he might not like it, but where's the line?
yeah. So also they beefing, but beef or not, we got you. You brought the question to me when you showed me a few podcasts that was talking about it. Clay or Ja, who would you rather have in their prime? We got to add in their prime because we Ja Morant, what he said, I mean, he said it kind of disrespectfully, but what he said wasn't necessarily wrong either.
Yeah, we said that what about 2 pods ago, 3 pods ago. Clay
Yeah,
was kind of because they were trying to blame a certain female rapper, and we were
yeah,
like, nah, it ain't her fault. Bro been paying for a little minute. All right,
yeah.
so truthfully, who would I take rather? Who would I rather have? It's crazy how that's happening this week because Draymond Green, Kenyon Martin was going back and forth too.
Yeah,
Kenyon,
Martin's funny. What did he give? What 90 something point fours you rather have?
wow, I read him off the other day, and all right, he will. But let me focus on this. Ja and Clay in their primes. As much I'm going with Clay. And the reason I'm going with Clay is because Clay do it on both ends. Clay Clay can give you 30 points in a quarter. And then he also gonna lock down defensively. Ja Morant ain't number what, 25? This is supposed to be his prime and he don't play. So if we're going with Ja Morant to 2 years ago, that's when he was attacking the basket, he was dunking on everybody, but that was it. He didn't play no defense. And his jump shot ain't reliable.
I'm kind of glad and kind of upset at the same time that you picked Clay. I swear, when you sent it to me, I didn't say what I was gonna pick, but I swear you was gonna pick Clay. I mean, I swear you was gonna pick Ja. I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to defend Clay.
Ja's the bigger star, and Ja's the bigger. He has the more highlight plays, which leads him to be the bigger star. And he, you know what I'm saying? But because Clay's always gonna get looked at as, well, you play with Steph, then you play with Steph and Kenny. I mean Kevin. Then you play with Steph, Kevin, and Draymond. So it's like you play with a bunch of Hall of Famers, and then Iggy was there at one point too.
Yeah.
But that being said, Ja can't do on the court what Clay could, what Clay does on both ends of the ball.
Yep.
That's it. If Ja played defense like Clay, it might be a separate conversation. But nah, I'm going with Clay. It ain't by a lot, but I'm going with Clay.
Yeah, like I said, I was prepared. I had my arguments ready for it. What I was gonna say, if you had said Ja, a lot of Ja's highlights is his missed dunks. No offense. They be like, "Oh my gosh, he almost killed the man with that." That's a lot of his highlights. No offense. Still a great player. I just want to point that out. And also, I was just gonna say 60 points on 11 dribbles. That's all I was gonna say. 60 points, 11 dribbles, and he's locking your best defender up in his prime. That's all I was gonna say.
That part, that part, 60 points on that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's Clay to me. I hate to see him, come down. I mean, all our favorite players, it happens. Me and you, we had to watch Wade deteriorate in
Yeah,
Chicago, and
you
then
right.
and then back to Miami. But it happens. It happens to the best of them. For some reason, it's not happening to LeBron as rapidly fast as it normally does. So I don't know. They might need to go ahead and test that man. He's something wrong with that man.
But you out of pocket.
I'm saying for
It's
five.
yeah, you got a point though. You got a point, but yeah, you got a point because it 23rd season, like Chris Paul is about to retire, and he, you know what I mean, like this is where you supposed to be coming down, but you still out here balling. Mind you, a lot of times on defense he don't pass half court. I'm not trying to throw no shade to LeBron. I'm just telling the truth.
It's
Sometimes,
23 seasons. It's 23 seasons, man. What
sometimes
you
on a fast break, he's not passing half court. He just gonna, you know what I'm saying? He gonna let, hey, if y'all score,
Yeah, it's regular
if y'all
season.
miss, I'll come on down here. But other than that, I'm gonna stay on this side. I'm gonna get to that half court line and be like, what y'all gonna do? Y'all good? Yeah, okay, y'all score. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn around. You know what I mean? Like I just said. But back to the Clay versus Ja, I'm going with Clay because
Yeah.
simple fact, like you said, Josh, it's just he's more athletic. He's gonna attack the basket. He's gonna have the highlights. He got the shoes. He, you know what I'm saying? He got all of that. He got
He
the
should he should be at a different level at this point. We should be talking about him. We probably should be having a would you rather have SJ or would you rather have Ja conversation? That's where he was heading
mm-hmm.
as he has passed him. If we wasn't having that, we should be having a dang man, Ant-Man or Ja. Or it'd be nice if Ja and Ant-Man was on the same team. That'd be spectacular. But nah, man, when Ja gonna play?
You know, it's crazy though. For as special as Ja and Zion was, and the hype that was coming out of them two for college in that draft, neither one of them could stay on the court, and
No,
that's Ja's problem. It ain't. It's either it's injuries or knuckleheadness that's keep preventing Ja from being as great as Ja could be. And like what Klay said, it ain't no lie, but Ja ain't hearing it. Ja ain't hearing it from nobody.
no.
Bruh, the only thing stopping you from being great is you.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. Yep. But so obviously he did on the basketball court. It's guaranteed. Matter of fact, Q, I'm gonna ask you this question. Obviously, rivalry week. Over under 5 fights this weekend in college football.
Ooh, I'm going over under. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over because I feel like uh, Louisville, Kentucky is gonna be one. I think
Mhm.
Alabama, Auburn is gonna be some pushing. Florida. Ah, yeah, Florida State because simple fact, Billy Napier. Once he got five, Florida look undisciplined and they don't even be trying. At least they was losing under Billy Napier, but at least them boys played the game. Now I think they're gonna fight. So that's three right there that I know for sure.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna go over.
All right. All right. I'll talk about this one last. Well, second last because we got to talk about a certain coach in that game. But the slate so far, you got Georgia versus Georgia Tech. That's on Friday. It's going to be pretty heated. Last year it went into like three overtimes. I was watching that game, looking forward to that. Haynes King, he is going to leave it all on the field. That man's probably gonna need an IV after this game. I think Georgia Tech could pull off the upset. It's gonna be tough. The spread on insert sportsbook here again. We will love a sportsbook sponsorship. Is a 14 and a half. Georgia is the favorite. Georgia Tech's gonna cover that 14 and a half from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, next one ain't nobody checking for this one on Friday for real. It's gonna be a blowout. Indiana, Purdue. Purdue, they don't even look like they want to. They NFL players be ready for Cabo. What do college players be ready for? What they be ready for? Just they trying to go to
What what are they looking forward to? Because the
Myrtle Beach.
finals is over, so they ain't got to worry about that. Just about yeah. By the time by next week, finals will be over, I guess. So I don't know what they look forward to. Winter break.
Yeah, they looking to spend
You
time
know
with their
what?
family.
The transfer portal.
Yeah, a lot of them players looking for the transfer portal. This one on Friday too. Dang, Friday stacks. Shit, I need to go. I'm gonna hurry up and get home from work on Friday. Texas A&M versus Texas.
Oh,
That
that's
was
Friday.
Yes, November 28th.
Oh, dang! I just knew that was gonna be on Saturday. Oh,
Yeah, good Lord. I need to get home from work. Georgia Tech and Georgia will be at 3:30 p.m. on Friday. Um, hell, I'll mention it. Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. That'll be at 12 p.m. Again, we'll talk about that in a little bit here.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then obviously Texas A&M was at 7:30. That's obviously the main event on Friday. We got Arizona versus Arizona State, both ranked teams. That'll be at 9 p.m. on Friday. Uh, then we slide to Saturday.
He's loaded.
Yeah, Saturday. We got Vanderbilt, Tennessee. There'll probably be a fight, but in that
Yeah.
heated rivalry, Vanderbilt is actually a really good team 2 years in a row, which is crazy to think about it. Because, like you said a couple pods ago, they was the GPA team.
Mm-hmm. They
Say
was.
more.
James
Uh,
Franklin got them up and respectable too, and then now this coach just carried it on.
yep.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech. Obviously, speaking of James Franklin, he's the coach. He'll probably be in attendance. He's not the official. He's not coaching, but he'll be there. Virginia will probably win that game. You got the Iron Bowl. Auburn's also a team looking for a new coach, but I imagine Alabama should handle their business. Only a 6.5 point spread. A little surprising on
That
these.
should. I don't. You know me. I don't do the gambling thing, but that should at least be 21 points.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Alabama gonna run them
They should. They should. It is in Auburn. Maybe that's why they have it at 6. That's a 6.
20. 21 points. Put
Did
it
you
on the
get
put it on the board. Put it on the board now. Q said 21.
did you get a USC UCLA? Again, it should be a blowout. But the game, they literally call it the game at 12 p.m. on Saturday. Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan has owned Ohio State, even though Ohio State won the national championship last year. Michigan's owned them. And insert sportsbook here, Ohio State is a 10-point favorite. How you feeling about that game?
You know, I feel like Ryan Day better win because of the fact he could win the national championship this year, and they still gonna look at him like, damn, you keep losing to Michigan, dog. Why you keep losing to Michigan? I think for Ohio State at this for this season, I ain't gonna say all the fans, but I think it's probably 50-50. They would rather beat Michigan than win the national championship, which is crazy to me. No, it ain't.
Because
No,
they
it
just won it last year, though. If they hadn't won it last year, maybe.
ain't. Nah, I still think it would be still 50-50 or 40-60. They
Okay.
care about that. They care about that game.
Yeah,
That's
they
why I always people talk about rivalries. I always put like Louisville, Kentucky at the top. But if you just speak in college football, it's
that's
for
gonna be
me it's
one.
Ohio State, Michigan because of the fact them two teams really they really hate the other one.
You feel
Like
it?
that is you could feel that through the TV. So for college football wise, I think that's the best rivalry.
Oh,
Uh,
without a doubt. I think college football wise is a little bit more fluid. It changes more often than college basketball. Again, I'll talk about that in a second, but it gets a little bit more fluid. It was Auburn, Alabama for like a 3 year span. But obviously, Auburn, they got bad. Alabama stayed good. Now, Ohio State, Michigan, both teams good. Both teams, they're the two top, both teams that won the national championship recently. They like, so yeah, that's obvious for there. So I'm looking forward to that game. We will see if Ohio State can actually finally beat Michigan, but because they haven't in the past, what, 4 or 5 years now, I think, or something like that.
is it 4 or 5? Then they beat them. I know. I think it's like 3 in the last 4 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But before we get to our game that we're mostly looking forward to, we got to talk about the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Lane Kiffin said he's going to have an answer on Saturday of what he's going to do. Now, if you read the tea leaves, you look at the insiders, it's the way it's sounding like he is not going to be at Ole Miss. And if he's not going to be at Ole Miss, he's not going to be coaching Ole Miss in the playoffs, which is crazy to think about it. But that's what the AD said is probably going to happen. If Lane Kiffin is not our coach, he's not going to coach the playoffs. And it's really sounding like he's not going to be their coach. It sounded like Lane Kiffin. Now, who knows? He could come out on Saturday and give us the Jordan Belfort speech. He could. Or he could go to LSU or Florida. My question for you, Q, is if he doesn't stay at Ole Miss, is he going to LSU or is he going to Florida?
He feels more like a Florida head coach. He reminds me of Steve Spurrier. He feels more like a Florida coach. So I'm gonna say he goes to Florida, but part of me believes he's gonna stay at Ole Miss. If I'm him, I still, like I said before, I think I stay at Ole Miss. Ole Miss, they have a younger donor. They have younger, like Richard. Their donors are younger,
Hmm.
and they, you know, what I'm saying they got the bread or whatever to help the NIL. They was the one of the first teams in the NIL and collectives and all that, and was able to help the program grow to what it is now. If I'm him, I stay at Ole Miss.
Hmm.
But if I had to pick where he's going to, is he's going to Florida. That's where I would pick. He would be going to Florida. But like we said, you can't blame the AD because I'm not gonna let you coach in the playoffs if you leave. It's not for my people. You gone.
Yeah, and obviously the way the world is now, he might not, Lane Kiffin might not physically do it, but them players, they run past him after they, get done running the play. Hey, coach, you taking me with you? It's gonna happen. It's
You
gonna
think? You think? Or do you think because they? Okay, well, let me ask you
If
this.
I'm saying if he was coaching the playoffs, that's what would happen.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let
Yeah.
me ask you this though. Do you think let's say they don't lose to Mississippi State. Let's say they win this game. Do you think even if he leaves, leave Ole Miss and go take the job at Florida, do you think the college football committee is going to still put them in the playoffs, even though they
Yeah,
lost their head coach?
yeah. They
Would be a reason not to.
that would be a reason not to. I don't think they'll take them out. I think because they still might be in the SEC championship game. I think they still have a shot. I would have to crush the numbers. That's going to take some time, so I'm not going to do it. Right, I think they still have a shot to be in the SEC championship game, so they get a chance to prove themselves without Lane Kiffin. If that's the case, by the way, I'm just going. I think he's going to LSU. I'm gonna go LSU, so I'm gonna be on the opposite side of that. But yeah, I mean, it's tough, dog, man. Like, yo, you take a team to the playoffs, and you're potentially gonna leave them high and dry. That's tough.
Hold on, let me ask you: do you think that's what he should do? I know it's. I think it's. I know you think that's what he's going to do. What do you think he should do?
Uh, I think he should stay because you you want to win a national championship, and you're at a place that can win a national championship. With
Mm.
12-team playoffs with the NIL, more teams can win a national championship outside of your Alabama, Ohio States, and LSU's, and occasionally get a Clemson in there every now and then. More teams can win a national championship. He can win it. Only reason why you would leave to go to LSU, either you want or Florida, you want something different, or they just tell you they gonna give you more money to build a roster with, maybe LSU and Florida can offer him more money to build a roster with than Ole Miss. Because I'm sure LSU might have a little bit more money. They got that Popeyes and Canes money down there in LSU, so maybe they can. But
They what was the? I want to say they offered. It was a big
it's
number for
like
the.
13 million, I think.
Yeah, and but now I'm talking about the money they was gonna put in NIL for him to go out and get players. It was a big number, so I ain't gonna let me not throw a number out there, but it was a big number that they was gonna dedicate for him to come down there, which is
Yeah,
crazy because LSU. It seemed like LSU is the favorite now, but like 2 weeks ago, it felt like Florida was the favorite.
yeah, it's weird. So
Well, 3 weeks ago.
we'll find out, and your boys will be here to talk about it when we do find out. But we got to talk about one more rivalry game. Has kind of lost its luster. Louisville versus that team in blue. Now we talked about it a lot in basketball. It is no lower than a top three basketball rivalry.
And it's number one.
In most cases, it's number one. Me and Q, from our perspective, it's number one. But I like to know,
You fair. You like to be
try to
fair.
be fair to some people. It's at least top three. In football, what do you think it is in football? What, 30, 20?
30 Dion. All right, bro. Come on. 30.
Let's be honest, man. I
Uh,
can think. Obviously, I'm just go ahead and rattle some off. Ohio State, Michigan, Iron Bowl.
yeah.
You got the Navy, Army.
Oh, but yeah, I mean that that's different. You know what I mean? That's in the stratosphere of its own. That's like the greatest shooting guard of all time is Michael Jordan. But we know who Kobe is number one because of the fact Michael is up there. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? So it's different. It's different. Okay, but I feel you. You're right. That's
you got Miami, Florida State. That's usually pretty heated.
Florida
No,
State, Florida.
Florida State, Florida. Um,
See. I will probably. Uh,
maybe the Egg Bowl, but Mississippi State is usually
I
terrible.
was gonna say Mississippi State really ain't no that good. I could. Some people will say USC, Notre Dame. I,
Yeah, yeah.
I could see it.
Notre
Um,
Dame, Miami, but they don't play that often.
they
So
don't. Yeah, I was gonna say they don't play that often. But I think that's about it. Like other ones I can think of, like South Carolina, Clemson. I don't think
Kiffin,
it's better. I don't think Tennessee versus Vanderbilt is better. I don't think
you
Michigan.
got
I mean, Michigan versus Michigan State ain't better. Washington versus Washington State ain't better. So you
yeah.
said 30. I'm like, I don't know about 30. UCLA
Yeah,
or
you got.
USC.
I think what hurts it because obviously a lot of teams got branch off rivals. Obviously, Georgia Tech is rivals with Georgia Tech, but Georgia and Florida's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot about Texas, Texas A&M, Texas, Oklahoma.
Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M. They play. They play.
They just started back playing again.
Yeah, so we can't even put that up.
I mean, their first two games, yeah.
I cool.
So okay, 30 is crazy, but we're probably late
20.
20s.
Yeah, we in the top. I say top 25. Let's say
We're
25.
top 25, so we're in the 20s. So, but anyways, it's lost its luster. Louisville, the bottom has fallen out. Injuries has hurt us. Kentucky, they've been awful all year. The game is not exciting. I've seen people are like, hey, who want these tickets to this game?
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I'm selling these tickets to this game because they not. It's the Louisville fans. They ready for the season to be over. Kentucky fans were ready for the season to be over as soon as the season kicked off. It's not exciting. And the fact that we're going up against the rivalry with every other big time rival, obviously, like we said, it's probably top 25. So there's a lot of games that's probably high profile. One of my dreams one day is that this game is actually means something. It's maybe a top 15 matchup with playoff implications. Hopefully that happens one day. We'll see. But I saw on Twitter there was a Discord about maybe possibly moving this game to earlier in the year. It used to, I mean, I know I'm sure you remember, this used to be game one of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So people say maybe we should move it. Before I let you go, I will say I like it being in rivalry week. Tries to put it up on a high little level. This is this is an outlier in terms of how the injuries has really hurt it. Kentucky's been awful. Well, since it's been rivalry week, it really has not been that exciting. We've had some Lamar years. Most of the time, it's been Kentucky trying to get that sixth win to get bowl eligible. It really hasn't been exciting. And honestly, the more I think about it, I can't remember the last time. Like I remember game one, exciting. It probably should, but I doubt they would. But what's your thoughts on it possibly going back to maybe game one or at least game three or four?
No, leave it where it's at. One, because one we know they're not going to because of money. The answer to all your questions is money. It's part of rivalry week. But I also don't. I don't like. I don't think it's good to play your rival game one because you don't know what your football team is. You still feeling yourself out. You still learning your team, and then if you lose your rivalry game one, you lose. You have the potential of losing your fan base if you lose that game, especially depending on how you lose that game. So now
Mhm.
I don't think I would put a game one. I wouldn't be game four, like you said, game four, because I think if I remember correctly, when it was in Louisville, it was game one. When it was in UK, because UK wanted, I want to say it was UK that wanted to get like a game or two in first, so it would be like week 3 or week 4. I think I like that option better than I like week one, but I still think it should be last week because it does give it some. I feel like it gives it more respect when he's going up against all the rivalries because it gets mentioned. If it's week 4, I don't think people gonna mention it as a rivalry. They're just gonna mention Louisville's playing Kentucky
Yeah.
because
I
they
got
go. That's my perspective. But
and
let me say this: I think the reason I put Louisville and Kentucky as like a top just college rivals because of the simple fact it's a rivalry in all sports. Because like I said, college basketball, men's basketball, I think is number one. Women's basketball is the top 5, top 10 rivalry, and then they have these matches, these games in between each other on all sports are important. Hell, we just played Kentucky in the women's soccer first round. It was special, you know what I mean? So these, from my perspective, I think it's overall as far as college rivals, it's a top 5, just period.
I
So
agree with you. I definitely agree with you. But man, my question for you though, Q, I'm assuming you're gonna be watching it still. I know you're like most Louisville fans, like, man, let's get this season over with. But we gotta get this win first before we get this season over with.
you want me to be real, Dion? What I tell you about the men's basketball? We better get that one because the women's basketball in the football game, the ones we normally win, gonna look a little rough.
Yeah, the women's was rough. Women's basketball
The,
was a little rough.
the women's basketball was rough. The women's basketball, it was almost a 20-point lead at one point.
Hmm.
I'm going Louisville gonna win, but it don't help that Chris Bell already said they already said Chris Bell ain't playing.
Yeah, he said he hurt. He got hurt. I ain't even gonna, with that first time, it's been a while since Louisville has felt that belt in a while. SMU gave us that belt last week. I hope they grow some balls and wake up. Like you can't let that happen. It's been
Yeah,
a while since we felt that belt, but SMU gave it to us.
it's crazy. Well, Miller Mouse didn't play, and then we had some other injuries as well. But this still was BTA. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's crazy how 4 weeks ago Brown was the darling, and everybody wanted to hire Brown. So now is everybody want to fire Brown, even the Louisville people. They
yeah,
saying he should be gone. It's crazy how 4 weeks can change. But you talked about how this rivalry it should feel like it means something. If Louisville had won the games they were supposed to, this game would have felt like something.
yeah. Even if Kentucky was bad like
Even
that,
if because Kentucky could play spoiler against a rival, but Louisville didn't do what they were supposed to. You shouldn't have lost to Virginia at home. You shouldn't have lost to Clemson at home.
shouldn't have lost the Cal at home.
You lost 3 home games that you shouldn't have lost. Now
And
SMU, me and you at the beginning of the season said that was a toss up. Like SMU, they probably I think we said they was gonna get it or they probably could get it. We knew that one was gonna be the situation.
it shouldn't have looked like it did though. They shouldn't have put a belt on us.
But yeah, I think it wouldn't have looked like that if Louisville had won them other games.
Yeah, I thought the players look checked out.
Thank you. The players were checked out because at this point, what you fight for? Like you said last week, we was questioning if you should get rid of all those other bowl games. You know the players is looking like, man, well, I'm gonna play. Why am I going? Why am I going to play in the Mayo Bowl? Why am I going to play in the R.L. Carriers Bowl? They don't even know what R.L. Carriers is. Do they want to go to the Popeyes Bowl over in the Bahamas? Is it still in the Bahamas? I might make that up. You know, it used to be. But, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to do that. A lot of them looking into the transfer portal. They need to move the transfer portal, by the way.
Yeah,
So
they do that's super early in the year. Teams that's in the playoffs, coaches that's in the playoffs, it is a hindrance, very hindrance. They need to figure it out.
yeah,
And it's
bowl
week
games
one
don't matter
too.
because you know the players know they going in the transfer portal. There shouldn't be. They got rid of. I think they got rid of the spring transfer portal,
Yep,
but that's the one they should have kept. They should have got rid of this one
yep,
because it's one. It's the end of it's the middle of the summer. Hey, last time I checked, these kids are still in college.
yep.
How about let them finish out their academic school calendar, and then let them decide if they're gonna transfer instead of trying to let them transfer in the middle of January and they gotta get re-enrolled in classes and all that. Mind you, I know they got people to do it for them, but still, it's a whole hassle for them to be moving on in the middle of January to a new college campus. How about we do that in the spring?
Yeah, let them enter their name in the portal. That's fine. You enter your name in the portal as soon as the season's over with.
Well, not even that because then they ain't gonna want to play in the bowl games. You want the
True.
bowl games to matter? No. How about you sit there for the entire year and then in the summer you decide, you know what? Let it open up in the spring. Let it open up in March. Okay, yeah, I want to leave.
Yeah.
So then that football season's over. Your academic calendar is almost over. So then you could transfer some credits because at the end of the day, a lot of y'all gonna need college. Quit trying to transfer from school to school. Y'all gonna need your education. I forgot what we was talking about. I went on a whole little soliloquy. My bad.
Understandable, understandable, but they need to move at. You're right. That transfer portal, they need to figure it out. College, especially college football, they need to figure it out. Hopefully they do, but yeah, it's rivalry week. There's gonna be a lot of fights this week. Get your popcorn ready. It's gonna be starting on Friday too. I didn't realize the Friday slate was so nice. Work gonna have to get the bare minimum for me on Friday if it's like that.
Let's be real. They already was, at least for me.
Yeah.
After Thanksgiving, I'm gonna tell you what I'm not gonna do. Be out here all damn day. That being said, okay. Besides Little Kentucky, because I know that's the one we both gonna watch. What is the one you most look forward to watching?
This year it was Texas A&M, Texas, just because it has so much playoff implication. I believe last year I was at your place watching that game. I forgot what you had going on, but I know I was at your place.
I was at Friendsgiving.
Yeah, I was at your
Okay.
place watching that game. It was a good game. Had playoff implications. This one has playoff implications. A must win for Texas. Texas A&M probably could lose it and still get in the playoffs, but Texas need to win this game.
Texas needs to win it, but Texas A&M, they ain't played nobody. Not they ain't played the top half of the SEC. Let me say it like that. They played the mid card and below.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I know they beat Notre Dame first game of the season, but the team you are, that's the reason why, another reason why I wanted to beat Louisville versus Kentucky in the first week. The team you are in week 1 or week 0 is not the team you're going to be in week 7 and beyond.
Yep. You're right.
So, but I think Texas A&M, yeah, they undefeated so far, but if you lose to a team that's in that upper card of the SEC,
We'll see.
how how much faith are you gonna put if you the playoff committee? How much faith you gonna put into them?
They'll still get in. It's 12 teams in that thing.
And it's the SEC. Yeah, you're right.
They'll still get in. But let's go ahead and shift gears. No, we was talking about those people that need to get their education. Let's talk about some people that, they got it, but they really didn't need it because they were just that good at football. The Hall of Fame semifinalist list for the class of 2026 has officially came out. Peek behind the blinds. We do have an episode planned where we go through a list of a bunch of people that's not been on finalists. We got the list of people we're gonna talk about. We don't know when we're gonna make it. I just want to let you guys know that is coming eventually. But we're gonna talk about people that's on a semifinals list, and I'm gonna name these guys off. But me and Q was talking. We did some research. Usually, the Hall of Fame, they elect 4 to 8, maybe 9 guys. Usually, it's somewhere between 4 and 6. That's where the sweet spot is. This is the semifinal list, so there's one more step before they finally get to the last guys. Well, I'm gonna quickly read off this list of guys that's in the semifinal list. Quarterbacks, you got Drew Brees, first time on it, Eli Manning, and Phillip Rivers, who's the first time on the ballot. Running back, Frank Gore, who is the first time on the ballot, and Fred Taylor. A receiver, Larry Fitzgerald, first time on the ballot, Terry Holt, Steve Smith Sr., Hines Ward, Reggie Wayne. Tight end, Jason Witten, first time on the ballot. Special teams, Adam Vinatieri. O-line, Willie Anderson, Lomas Brown, Jarari Evans, Richmond Webb, Steve. I'm messing up, Steve. I'm sorry. Wiskinskowski, Marshall Yonder, D-line, Robert Mathis, Vince Wilforth, Kevin Williams, linebacker Luke Kuechly, Terrell Suggs, DB Rodney Harrison, Earl Thomas, and Darren Woodson. Those are your semi-finalists for the 2026 Hall of Fame class. It was 4 that got into the 2025 class. I don't know who's gonna get into the 2026 class, but start out quickly with I'm gonna start at this 5 guys whose first time on the ballot. There's 2 tiers of Hall of Famers. People that makes the Hall of Famers and first ballot Hall of Famers. We got 5 guys who's on there for first ballot. Of these 5 guys, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Frank Gore, Larry Fitzgerald, and Jason Witten, you see these guys being the first ballot Hall of Famers.
Larry Fitzgerald's getting in first ballot Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Me and you had this conversation before about Frank Gore. And we both was kind of, at least I remember me, I was kind of on the fence about him being the first ballot Hall of Fame.
I was. Yeah, I was. I didn't think he was. I don't think he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Could he get in? It sounds bad. Maybe on a weaker year, depending on who's on the list, weaker year, but and it's not it sounds bad. It's not a bad thing, especially at that position. But his best attribute was his longevity. Is it bad thing is that a bad thing? Not really, but it can also be looked at as a bad thing because you kind of just got your stats because of longevity. LeBron's dealing with that, but it's a running back position, so that's got to go to his credit from my perspective. But
I'm leaning towards Frank Gore. I feel like I got it wrong. I think Frank Gore's gonna be a first time ballot Hall of Famer. I think Frank Gore's getting in. I think Larry Fitzgerald's getting in. I don't feel like Jason Whitney is. I don't feel like Phillip Rivers is, and I don't feel like Drew Brees is.
Really?
Drew Brees is. I feel like Drew Brees is possible, but I don't feel like he's a first ballot Hall of Famer
Drew Brees.
because I kind of picked six in my head already. I picked six,
Okay, I
and
get to that. We'll get to that.
I was going to say he wasn't one of mine.
Actually, I got Drew Brees on my list. I got Drew Brees as a first ballot Hall of Famer. We'll talk about another one of the other quarterbacks on this list, but I think Drew Brees first ballot, and I also got Larry Fitzgerald first ballot. Those guys was just home runs for me from my perspective. So I got those two picked. Before we get to your six, I gotta ask: is that quarterback that we're going to talk about? Is he one among those six people?
No,
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about this guy. Eli Manning. He's probably been one of the most controversial guys when it comes to the Hall of Fame debate in a while. And that's because, let's face it, you look at Eli Manning's stats, they so-so. They so-so. He's a 500 quarterback. If quarterback if wins and losses is a quarterback stats to you, he's a 500 quarterback. His interception to touchdown ratio isn't that great either. I'm gonna pick it up, pull it up now.
he got two Super Bowls, dog.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay, my bad. I'm just
I
saying.
got you.
That's
I'm
it.
building it. I'm building it up. I got you. Yeah, his stats isn't that great. But what remember when we had the conversation about MVP stats? Two things that's involved in being an MVP is stats and moments.
Mhm.
Eli Manning, he has two things that's helping him out. He got his last name, and you're lying if you don't think that's helping him prop him up. And he's got his moments. And his moments is two Super Bowl wins. One of them, well, both of them million against people who consider the best quarterback to ever do it. And one of those Super Bowl wins is being against a team that people consider the best team to ever lace him up that was undefeated until he faced him in the Super Bowl. That's what's propping him up from his. Let's go ahead and look at his career stats in 16 games. He has 366 touchdowns. Where's his INTs? I know they got it on here. They don't they trying to hide them. 366 touchdowns and 244 picks. A couple years he led the league in interceptions. Again, his stats are so-so, but he got no moments, and they two big ones. How you feel about Eli Manning?
He ain't no. He's not no. He listen. If he gonna get in the Hall of Fame, then this is turning to the basketball Hall of Fame where they let everybody in. Eli Manning. It's no shade to Eli. It. I don't think Eli's a Hall of Famer, though. I just don't. And just because you win Super Bowls don't mean you the quarterback. You should be in the Hall of Fame. And if he is a Hall of Famer, he should have to wait some years because
Yeah,
I don't think he. It's from my perspective. I don't think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer, and if he is, it should be on one of them last. We can't. One of them weaker years, or if this is his last year of eligibility to get a.
I don't think you lose eligibility.
Oh, you don't?
I
Okay,
don't
I
know
didn't
how it
know.
works.
I thought
They do it, so I don't think you necessarily lose eligibility.
I thought it went to the senior committee or something like
Yeah,
that.
you might. Yeah, you slide to the seat, maybe senior committee. But again, if winners and losses is a quarterback record to you, it's not to me. But the man's 117 and 117. Literally a 500 quarterback, and when it comes to wins. So
He's not a Hall of Famer to me.
again, multiple years he led the league in interception. He has a 20 interception season, 25 interception season, and a 27 interception season. All those are the 3 years he led the league in interception. At no point did he lead the league in touchdowns. So yeah, but yeah, he's been the most controversial guy on this list. So I think he will eventually get in. I'm not 100% sure this year. He's not among I picked five guys. He's not among my five guys, but I think he will eventually get in. I mean it's not It's not that bad. His name is propping him up a lot.
It's his last name too.
His
But it's not,
last
like
name is
you
propping him
said,
up.
we lying if we don't think that is something they got.
Yeah, it's
But
his
it's
last
them
name.
Super Bowls.
But go ahead and give me your six guys.
Okay, cool. I got Larry Fitzgerald. I got Frank Gore. I got Adam Vinatieri. I don't understand why Adam Vinatieri was not already in. I feel like Adam Vinatieri is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a kicker that everybody know his name.
Yep.
Come on. And you talk about moments. Adam Vinatieri got a lot of moments. And he did it in the Patriots uniform. He did some in the coach uniform too.
Mm-hmm.
I think Adam Vinatieri should have been in. But, excuse me. I'm going Frank Gore, Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri. I got uh, Willie Anderson because I feel like you got to throw an offensive lineman in there. I also think Darren Woodson is going to get in.
He's been on the ballot a long time
He's
too.
been
He's
on the
been in a
ballot a long
minute.
time, so I think this is finally when they let him in. And I also think Terrell Suggs is getting in. Those are my six.
All right. So I got Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald. This guy I don't know if he's in there. I think he should for the simple fact. It's another thing we'll probably talk about on another episode. The man has a triple crown. Steve Smith Sr. He has a triple crown. Again, I agree with you with Adam Vinatieri. How is he not in there already? So I got Adam Vinatieri. I got Marshall Yonder, because sorry, O lineman, I'm not too much familiar with a lot of you guys' game. I'm just going with the guys I know. I remember how dominant Marshall Yonder was.
That's why we're Willie Anderson.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with all you guys' game, but I do know Marshall Yonder was a dog, and I feel like he deserves it. And I got Darren Woodson as my six.
Okay, I think they're now. I think Steve Smith should go in above Darren Woodson? Yes, but for the like you said, the reason I picked Darren Woodson is he's been on there for a minute.
Yeah.
At some point, y'all got because he to me he is a Hall of Famer.
Hmm.
At some point, y'all gotta let him in. Steve Smith to me also is a Hall of Famer. Let me rephrase that. Everybody on this list, I feel like besides Eli,
You know what I mean?
Eli is up because he did it in the Super Bowl, in which he just threw the ball up and the dude caught the ball. It was one of the moments. That ain't even his moment for real, but he get credit for that moment.
Hey, he gets credit for beating what was they 18-0,
Was it
18
18? Yeah, it was 18, 17.
18-0.
And also, can I say this? I'm not even 100% sure. No shade. I'm not 100% sure Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. Because at the end of the day, at least Eli got Super Bowls.
Philip was hurt. Philip Rivers. He played in an era where there was what Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Ben Ross. He's probably in that pocket with Ben Roethlisberger, but Ben got Super Bowls.
He got two of them things. Phillip
So
Rivers, I don't. Did we ever look at Phillip Rivers as a top three quarterback in the league at that time?
never looked at him as a top three. He had his moments where he may have snuck into number five in the top five, but I don't even know if he was top five for real. Because again, he played with he played an era with Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger. That's five right there.
Yeah, towards the end of his career, he had Andrew Luck he was competing against. Yeah, you right.
Yeah, so
I ain't, I ain't.
but he had his moments. He had some good years, especially with LT. He had a year. I think they made it to the AFC Championship game. But again, was he ever top five?
That's the other thing. He had LT and he had Antonio Gates, and they never made the Super Bowl.
No. They
So
got close, but they never made it. Yeah, that's weird. That's
yeah,
weird.
so I don't. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm not 100% sold on Phillip Rivers neither. To be honest with you.
So, but yeah, but we both can agree, Larry. Go ahead and go to the tailor. Go to the tailor, Larry. Get fitted. Let them know what size you go. Go ahead and pick out your picture for your bus because you're getting in that first ballot. And if you don't get in that first ballot, somebody need to be fired.
I get it. They supposed to have their moments and whatnot. It's supposed to be special for the Hall of Famer. But let's quit playing. Go on and give Larry his stuff. I don't even understand why his name was included. He should have been in a separate section of we already know he's going in, but
Right.
here's the other semifinalists. You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
know Larry going in. And again, why the hell is Adam Vinatieri not already in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. It's hard for the kickers, but just my little trying to help out Steve Smith Senior. He has a triple crown. I just he has a triple crown. That's all I got, bro. The man has a triple crown in receiver. So that's my that's me trying to help out Mr. Smith. Hopefully he gets there. Again, we have an episode coming at some point. Don't know when, where we'll talk about guys that wasn't on this list, but they've made it to other stages, the stages before this. Names like Mike Vick, Chad Johnson, just other guys that we are going to debate if they're Hall of Famers and if not. That episode will come to you guys one of these days. I'm sending it on the pod while Q's here because that's gonna put like make it feel like we gotta do it because I want to do it, but we've
I
been
got
talking about doing it. So
I got some. I got something in mind. We'll talk about it post spot.
yeah, so we'll talk about that post swap. But again, those are who we think. But we gotta talk about what's going on in the NFL world this week as it's Thanksgiving week. You know, we got some Thanksgiving games. We got a Black Friday game. We got our normal Sunday and Monday game. But we're coming to the nitty gritty of the NFL season. There's some teams that dug themselves in the hole and they're trying to dig themselves out of it. A la Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, Dallas Cowboys. There's some teams that's dominating right now. Uh, a la New England Patriots. There's some teams that we thought they was gonna be good, but then they trash. Atlanta Falcons. There's some other teams that they we thought they are good, but are they about to fall off? Indianapolis Colts. But we're gonna talk about the teams that's dug themselves in the hole and see if they can build themselves out. And we're gonna start out with a team that plays Thursday night against a returning Joe Burrow, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. I I'm not gonna say they're trying to dig themselves out. They didn't dug themselves out, but they got to
No,
lose to Pittsburgh Steelers though, because golly, they part of that Indianapolis coach group. Like we thought y'all good, but what y'all doing? So, how you feel? Baltimore Ravens, they've dug themselves out of the hole. They're now leading in the AFC North.
you know, this year, Baltimore, Kansas City, and Buffalo. At one, it's like at around this time, a couple weeks ago, we was questioning if either of them three was gonna make the playoffs
Yeah.
because all of them's looking shaky. And I think this is going. Kansas City got a big game versus another a team that you like to cheer on. That is going to they need to win this game because they can't afford to lose too many more, and they still won't make the playoffs. Everybody thinking Kansas City just gonna be fine. I am one of them thinking Kansas City was just gonna be fine, losing all the games. It's getting kind of late in the year, dog. Baltimore turning it around. If out of those three teams, the reason I brought those teams up is because out of anybody, the teams that we thought was going to turn around, I would assume it would have been Baltimore because of the simple fact of the division that they play
Yep.
in. And because Buffalo, we saw early, they lost. You know what I'm saying? They lost to Miami. Well, not early, towards the middle of the season. They lost to Miami. So, and then we saw the trend that the New England Patriots was on. So we
Yep.
knew that division. Well, the Jets is still there, but Miami could beat them.
Yep.
We saw what the Patriots was. Kansas City, that's a hard division.
It's a wrap. I think it's a wrap for them to win that division. Denver, they got that locked up. They got
Yeah.
it.
So that's a hard division. So then Baltimore, we don't trust Pittsburgh. Cleveland's
Only
Cleveland.
thing we trust them to do is not go under
Below
500.
500.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
only know they might go under 500 at this point, the way they looking. But
Didn't trust Pittsburgh. Cleveland is the Browns. Like, come on, man. It's like saying the New York Jets is the Jets. And then Cincinnati, they can't. What I always say, they can't stop a nosebleed. Hell, they can't stop snot from running down their nose. And the toilet paper's right here next to them. You hear what I'm saying? That's what the Cincinnati Bengals is. They can't stop nobody. And Henderson's out hurt too. They best two defenders is out. Oh, they really ain't stopping nobody. And then Burrow, I know he's coming back now, but he had got hurt. So we kind of had washed him off. So if anybody had an opportunity to come back of those three teams, it was Baltimore.
yep, and they did it too.
And they did it. Am I surprised that they did it? A, a little bit.
Yeah, because
Even
they
though I
looked
thought they
awful.
would be the winner.
Especially Lamar was hurt too.
Yeah, I'm still surprised they did it. Yeah, a little bit. But of those three teams, anybody could have done it. It would have been them. Would have been them because of the division that they play in. But yeah, Baltimore. I mean, not Baltimore. Like you said, Lamar was hurt, and before he got hurt, when he was playing, he looked a little shaky. Hell, I thought he was gonna be out longer than he was.
Yeah, and he's still looking a little shaky now, but I'm crediting that you missed a couple weeks. You mentioned the Cleveland Browns. I just want to point out they need to go ahead and they need to ship two things. I don't know if they give anything out to people that break NFL records, but Michael Strahan, I'm sorry, dog. That record gone. That 22 and a half sack record is gone.
Oh yeah, that's done.
He's at
That's done.
18. Man's at 18. It's gone. You might as well go ahead and give that up.
What we in week 12? That man's at 18. Week 13? That man's at 18 already.
Might as well go ahead and give that one up. I already know you already said on TV. It was nice having it. I'm glad you recognize it is over.
I respect him for that. He
Yeah.
realized, okay, you got that. You feel me? You got that.
So and they also, I don't know if they usually don't do it, but you might as well go ahead and ship that defensive player of the year award to his crib too. Because if he's gonna get the record, you might as well give it to him. I don't care if he's on a losing team. The man about to break the sack record. Give it to him. Go ahead, FedEx it to him. Should be at his crib by next week.
You know what though? Shout out to him because a lot of times when people get paid, they don't put the same amount of work in. He got paid and he's still putting in. He got paid and then it's showing why. Hey, if anybody that was questioning why they pay me this much, this is why.
They need to pay him more. They need to go back and throw in a couple more millions on that. But back to
Man,
what you're saying. Back, Baltimore, yes. I mean, they came back nice. Kansas City, they're not trying to come back in the AFC West. That's more than likely that's out the question. They need to try to get into the wild card. They're 6-5. Y'all dug yourself in too deep of a hole. Y'all not gonna get a home playoff game. Usually that's what this is gonna be the first year in what? How many years that the AFC Championship game won't be in Kansas City? What, 5, 6 years?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
God, Lee. So they gotta dig themselves out, and it starts this Sunday as they're going up against my Cowboys, who's also digging themselves out in the hole. Last week I was talking about, hey, I'm about to get real delusional if we beat the Philadelphia Eagles. We
We
beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm gonna tell you what I went through. Q. I got delusional. I was like, oh, we got this. Then I looked at the playoff standings and how things was. I was like, ugh, I don't know if we got it. We 5-1. We behind like 6 teams. The 49ers won. They last place. They got the 49ers holding the last wild card spot. They like 7-4. I'm like, ugh, I don't know if we got it. Then I watched the first take clip. Shout out to Jeff Saturday. He laid it out for us. He went on the board. He said if we go five, we can lose this game Sunday. If we go 5-1, obviously we got our schedule. We got Kansas City. We got the Detroit Lions. We got Kansas City, Detroit Lions, the Los Angeles Chargers. Those are the tough games. Outside of that, we got the Commanders, and we got
the Vikings.
the Vikings and the Giants.
Yep.
Those first three games is the only ones I'm nervous about. And all we gotta do is go 5-1. And if we go 5-1, the way Jeff Saturday set it up, we have an 82% chance of being in the playoffs if we go 5-1. So I was delusional. Came back down to reality. And Jeff Saturday got me delusional again. All we gotta do is go 5-1 these next 2 weeks. I mean these next 6 weeks. So hey,
Okay, can I read this? Can I read this? I just want to go through the schedule. Y'all play the Chiefs. Uh, I don't know. Y'all might lose that one. Y'all play the Lions at the Lions. I think that's a loss. Y'all beat the Vikings. Y'all beat the Chargers. Then y'all beat the Commanders and y'all beat the Giants. So you said 5-1. I'm thinking y'all gonna go 4-2 if I'm being realistic. I don't trust y'all to beat the Chiefs. Even though it's at home, even though it's in Jerry World, y'all get that Thursday night. I mean, that Thanksgiving midday game when everybody's sitting down eating their food. All eyes is on the Cowboys. I think y'all are going to lose this game. Like I said, I think y'all gonna go 4-2 in the last six. No shade. I think y'all gonna lose these next two and then win the last four. But my question is, it's just me, Cowboy hater here. think y'all should have been the first game. I know it ain't traditional for y'all to be the first game. I know it's always the last. Y'all should be the 12 o'clock game. Because why I gotta watch y'all while I'm eating my food all day on time? I'm tired. Like I'm tired of y'all. Oh, then I'm in the house with Cowboy fans. Then they like, but we gotta watch them boys. What them boys gonna do? What do them boys always do? Nothing. Nothing. That's what them boys always do. They don't do nothing. You said 5-1. Y'all gonna go forward. And I'm saying y'all gonna go forward too. Watch y'all go 2-4 or something like that. Because that's what y'all do. When I want y'all to do good, y'all still do bad. When I predict y'all to do good, y'all do bad. I'm sick of y'all. Then we gotta put y'all on at 4:30. Y'all should, matter of fact, you know what? I get it. Y'all America's team. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. The rankings is still gonna be good. We don't actually need y'all on Thanksgiving. Move the Cowboys for Thanksgiving. I get it. It's tradition. Blah blah blah. Forget it. Move the boys to the Sunday night game. That's cool. Get them. I don't care. Get them off my TV on Thanksgiving. I'm sick and tired. Here, put Detroit, Baltimore to play the past couple things. At least I know they played a couple Thanksgivings. Put them on. Like here, I'm trying to think of another team. Put anybody but y'all on. I don't care.
Now that we're talking about things that's not going to happen,
I'd rather watch the Giants versus the Jets at this point.
stop lying.
I'm sick of y'all. You know what? Push it on. You know what? Push it on. Put the Browns in the put the Browns in the Titans on. Now
So
we at the
now that
race.
we done lying,
Hey, I said the race don't hurt. Man, you put the Browns in the Titans on Thanksgiving. The NBA might be like, hey, this is our chance. It's our chance. Who? Hey, LeBron, what you doing? Step.
stop lying to yourself. But I do got a question. People saying that 4:30 game that you hating on, Kansas City versus Dallas, could be the highest rated football game ever. Do you think that's a possibility?
I mean, it's a bunch of people gonna put their TV on. It's possible. You know what I mean? It's possible. Yeah, you
All right.
got you got the cowgirls, and then I try not to disrespect them because you all heard. I be trying my hardest not to disrespect them too much because you my dog, and I be trying to be nice. But y'all be getting on my damn nerves. Shout out to my boy Dre. I saw him. This week. He worked with Pepsi. He was like, "Yo, what you be talking about my boys on there?" Yeah, because I'm sick of y'all. You know what? I'm gonna talk bad about y'all this week. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Sorry. Go ahead. I went on some tangents this pod. My bad.
You did. I kind of don't understand it. I mean, I understand. You hate us because you ain't us. But that's just
No, that's not. No, we're not doing that. That's not why I hate y'all. I hate y'all because of y'all fans. It's like what y'all remind me of UK fans. Y'all do a bunch of rah of stuff that happened 20 years ago. At this point, for y'all, it's damn near 30. Like y'all do a bunch of rah for stuff that happened 30 years ago. Bro, I don't care. UK
well,
fans be counting them eight off NCAA championships. Bruh, what are we talking about? Them things was in the 80s. I mean the 50s and the 60s. What are we talking? Why are we even talking about them?
are we done hating? We done hating?
I can go Captain
All
Hate
right.
all day, but you can go ahead and take a
I
show.
do. I do want to go back to last year. Um, Let me know if you can hear this. Remember last year how stank last year's slate was? The Bears versus Lions. It should be an embarrassment. Lions, go ahead. Don't play with your food. I played with it last Thanksgiving. Don't play with your food. The Giants versus Cowboys. Spend time with your family. And the Dolphins versus the Packers. It has the potential.
That's the best of the three.
Yeah, it has the potential to be exciting. And that's the late night. You probably gonna be deep in the food coma by then. So uh Thanksgiving. So I just wanted to bring that out because how stank last year's Thanksgiving slate is. Because this year's Thanksgiving slate is great. I said last year spend time with your family. This year go ahead tell your family F off because you watching football because we got Packers, Detroit, great game. Even though Q's been hating for the past 5 minutes. Kansas City versus Dallas, two marquee teams, going to be a great game. And then we end the night with probably potentially. I mean, it's the Bengals and Ravens, but it's a rivalry game, and Joe Burrow's coming back. So NFL Appreciate y'all giving us a good slate. They must have listened to us how bad last year's slate was.
Last year's slate was bad. It's funny you really pulled up last year's pie. Inflated on the pie. Yeah, you did say spend time with your family. Hey, that was funny. This year, if your family ain't watching football, it's Thanksgiving. Who you with? Because y'all should be doing that every year anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? You need to question your surroundings if y'all ain't watching football Thanksgiving anyway. But that being said, y'all should be the 12 o'clock game.
Anyways, let's go with these NFL pick'em unless you got anything else to hate on or,
Do I have anything? Yeah, I have more stuff to hate on. The Atlanta Falcons. Figure out what you want to be in life. That's what do y'all want to be a playoff team or not? Because simple fact, it's wide open for y'all. Carolina Panthers, same thing for y'all. I was about to say Joe Burrow, but Baker Mayfield's hurt now. It's wide open for y'all. Just win games. That's all y'all gotta do.
and it looks like the Falcons, they looking for another quarterback. This is as we thought this year's quarterback class was gonna be good. It's not the draft class you want a quarterback in. Now there probably could be some good ones that we don't they end up being good, but they don't look good in college. I don't know if they're gonna be good in the NFL. Well, hey, it's
This
not
ain't
the draft class.
This ain't the year. This ain't the year to be needing a quarterback. You might want to wait. You might want to let Penny, Kurt, one of them, because y'all done pay Kurt this money. Y'all better figure something out. But Carolina, Atlanta, like win the games. The division's there for you for the taking. If Tampa Bay finds some way to win,
You know,
both the coaches should be fine.
it's funny. We was talking about how man maybe this year 8 wins ain't go. Maybe this you need more than 8 wins to win that division. You see, 8 wins gonna win the division again.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Crazy.
right. But yeah, that's all I got to hate on. All right, let's get into this pick'ems. First up, the real 4:30 game for Thanksgiving: the Packers versus the Lions.
I got the Lions.
I am going to go with the Packers.
All right.
Hey, the game that should be Sunday night. Chiefs versus Cowboys.
I'm riding with my boys once more. Just don't go in a 21-point hole like I did last week.
I'm going with the Chiefs because, like I said, I think y'all gonna lose the next two, and y'all gonna win the last four. All right, Bengals versus Ravens.
I know Joe Burrow, you back. Where's it? Where's this game at?
It's in Baltimore.
I go Baltimore. I was thinking about going to Cincinnati, but since it's in Baltimore, I go Baltimore.
We already know who I'm going because you know what team I'm not going. All right, Birds versus Eagles.
uh, Black Friday game. I'm gonna go with the Bears. I think the Eagles is about to spiral a little bit.
Hmm.
That's just me hoping to. I'm just saying.
I'm going with I'm gonna go with the Eagles because I think this is the AJ Brown game. AJ Brown gonna put on 150 on them. All right, Jaguars. Okay, Jaguars versus Titans. Back to our regular schedule programming.
Golly, I don't know. Jaguars is another team. Who y'all want to be?
Facts. Yes, it's a great point.
But I'm a. I don't know why I want to do it. Something's telling me Titans. I think y'all gonna squeeze out another win.
All right, we all know where I am going because at some point, what's crazy. Cowboys' best games have came against top defenses. So this would tell you not to pick us because the Jaguars is not a top defense. But I'm going with squad. All right, and then Giants versus Patriots.
Well, I'm gonna look. Hey, James Wilson. I hope you start. You might as well start the rest of the season. They might
Might as
just
well.
put Jackson Dart. But I hope you start. But it's the Patriots, dog. What the Patriots? Golly, they was only bad for like 3 seasons, bro. I hate New England fans. Y'all get it all. Y'all was only bad for like 3 seasons. That's when teams have been bad all their whole life. Y'all was only bad for 3 seasons. Come on now.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots as well, even though I almost went with the Giants because James Winston, he good for some. He'll put up 300, 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So I almost went with the Giants, but I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
All right. So that'll do it for another fun episode of From My Perspective. It's crazy, I was looking at that pod from a year ago, basically Thanksgiving week. Dang, that was a year ago. Feels like it was yesterday. We was talking about how stink the Thanksgiving slate is, and we are a year later. Crazy how time has flown by. But thank you guys for listening to another episode From My Perspective. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you eat good. Hope you enjoy the Cowboys win at 425. I hope you enjoyed that. But while you guys are at it, please like, please subscribe, hit that link in the bio for some merch. Leave a comment in the comment section and tell us what you are thankful for on this Thanksgiving week. I'm your boy Dion. Q, go ahead, take us home.
Hey man, you already know the vibes. It's your boy Mr. Bell, aka say your name up on this pod. Might not put you to mine. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Enjoy y'all Thanksgiving. Appreciate y'all for listening. Also, if you got time, go over to Hold Up in Another Thing that's presented by Mixed Vibes Media as well. We had the Friendsgiving pod. Y'all should go listen to that. We had a good time over there. My brother Dion was over there. Then a bunch of the rest of the Mixed Vibes family. So if y'all got some time, check that out. And we get at y'all later.